What's up guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video let's start talking about Firestore, guys. A lot of people have been commenting on my channel in the other videos saying that they would like to see more cool stuff with Flutter and Firebase, and Flutter and Firestore especially. So if you notice, in the past I've already made a couple of videos on showing how to bring Firebase inside your Flutter applications, and I even showed you a couple of videos on push notifications as well, right? So I thought I'll start off with basic Firestore querying in this video. So yeah guys, let's get started. If you already know Firestore querying and how to play around with Firestore data and bring the data inside your Flutter applications, then kindly skip this video and watch my next video, which will probably be a UI challenge. But if you would want to learn something new and cool, then kindly by all means continue watching this video. So yeah guys, let's get started. This is not a to-do application or some basic demo where I show some simple hello world stored in Firestore being brought into your Flutter application. This is nothing like that. Consider that you are running a production application. Consider that you are running an application where users can give reviews to a product on your application. So assume that I'm having a Firestore backend for that application, and this is the reviews collection, and this is one such review left on a page for the Crystal Watches client. Okay, there's a client who's apparently selling watches. His business name is Crystal Watches, and someone has left a review on his business profile page. Okay, so this is the review. The reviewer name is Dave, and he has written nice place, good service, and there is his profile picture as well, and this timestamp denotes the date and time on which he has left the review, and these are details pertaining to the client. So how are we going to bring the data stored in this particular document in a fancy way inside your Flutter applications? That is what we are going to be seeing in this particular video. So as usual, I have a blank Flutter. Now I have a basic application here. There's nothing in the scaffold, and the body just contains a center. Now what I'll do is I'll introduce a material. Okay, I'll have a card, and the card title will be reviews, and under that the card will show the most recent review, just one single review, the review that I showed in the document. Wait, this one. Okay, and the review will be shown in a beautiful way so that it looks understandable to the user who reads it, or the client, the Crystal Watches business person who reads it. So I'll just bring in a material, and that material will be having an elevation of 7.0, and I'll have a border radius dot circular. This again will be 7.0, and child will be a container, and inside this container I'll give a padding first, edge insets dot all 10.0, and I'll give a child. The child will be a column. All right, child will be a column, and inside this child I'll have a left alignment. Okay, so cross axis alignment dot start, and children will be, I'll take in a couple of children first. The title, I need to bring in the title, right? So text reviews, I'll add some styling to the text as well. Inside this sized box, I'll after this sized box, there will be a small spacing after the reviews. That's the whole point of the sized box. After that, I'll draw a line. Okay, line is simply a container that has a very thin height, very small height, that is. Fine. Now that I have a container, the next thing I would need to do is add another sized box. and inside this I'll do height 15.0 and text latest reviews. Alright, now all I have done here is just added a card, and that card will be placed in the center of that screen, and it'll have a title. I mean, by card I mean a container. Okay, it'll have a title, and a line will be drawn after the title, and after that there will be a latest reviews, small latest reviews subtitle. It'll look like a subtitle. Let's run this on an actual device and see so that you guys can see what we have written so far. Alright, this looks placed at the top, right? So how do we bring it back to center? I actually used the center here, and why didn't it work? It didn't work since we didn't specify a height for this container. That's the problem, guys. See, now if you notice, the container has a specific height, which means that it's automatically, okay, there is no padding literally, right? Let's add some padding here. Yeah, there you go. Now you have a nice looking card in the center of your screen, right? Okay, let's see how to bring the data from Firestore inside this particular card. So to do that, I'll first go ahead and create a fine. Now I'll just import Cloud Firestore here, and class review service, and get latest review. I would need to write a query here, right? A simple Firestore query that helps us to get the latest review from our backend. So how are we going to write this? First of all, while pulling data from Firestore, there are two ways of doing it, guys. One is to pull data through a query as a query snapshot. That is, it will return a future, and you can take that query snapshot, run a then on it, and then get the data. It's similar to promises. A promise will be returned, and then you will resolve that promise to get the data, right? A smoother way of handling async operations. The other one is to use a stream. In simple terms, if I want to tell you guys, a stream is like a river. You can just step into the river, drink water, and then get out of it, and still the water will be the water will continue to flow. Query snapshot, a future is like purchasing a bottle of water from your store. You just request for a bottle of water, pay the price, and then get the bottle of water, and then leave. That's it, right? So that's the simplest way of saying it. Okay, I'll show you. So I'll just return a Firestore instance dot collection reviews dot where client name is equal to client name. Okay, I need to get the client name here, right? So string client name, string client contact. Fine. Sorry. String client name, string client contact. Where client contact is equal to client contact. Fine. Now I'll just do an order by timestamp descending true. Get documents. Now what this will do is it will return a query snapshot. Even if I just see, it's returning a future, right? Future of type query snapshot. So I can then resolve this query snapshot using a then method and then get the data. Once this entire operation is done, I'll get the data. That's it, right? Now, if I use, instead of get documents, if I use, if I use snapshots, this will return a stream. See, stream query snapshot, stream of type query snapshot. That is, there will be a listener present always, and whenever I subscribe to the stream, I can get the data from that particular, I can get the data arriving in that particular stream. That is, whenever I make a change to that document, it will reflect in the screen as well. It will reflect as a real-time change in the screen as well, since there is a listener always looking at the particular document. That's the difference between using get documents and dot snapshots. You get it, right? Now for this instance, I can simply use a get document, since I'm going to be making this call only once. And I'm using timestamp so that I get the latest review always. Cool, right? Now this will return the this will query the collection and then return the review for us. I am using client name and client contact since I want to get the latest review for this particular client. There might be n number of reviews for n number of clients, but I want to get the review for this particular client alone, right? And I want to get the latest review as well. That's why I'm ordering by timestamp and giving descending as true, right? I hope you understood, guys. Reviews is nothing but our collection, guys. Okay, the collection, and I might have n number of reviews inside this collection, and there might be n number of clients for me as well in the application. So I want to get the reviews for that particular client, and I want to get the latest review, right? So I'm using the client name and the client contact number. Why did I use the client contact number? Because there might be multiple clients with the same client name, right? So I'm using these two in order to create some level of uniqueness. Probably should have used a unique ID, but anyway, since this is a simple demonstration, let's just move on. And I'm using a timestamp, ordering the return result through a timestamp so that I always get the latest review. There might be like 50 reviews. I need to show just the latest review, right? So I'm ordering that by the timestamp as well, and then I'm doing a get documents to get the future. Now I'll get back into main.dart and I'll write an init state. I'll write bool review flag equals false, and I'll do where reviews. Okay, after that I'll write init state by intelligence override void init state what was that? Review service review service dot get latest review, right? Get latest review. Client name was Crystal watches. Client contact was client contact 10 digits, last digit was 4. Fine, and I can simply do a wait. Cool. I could simply do a then query snapshot docs. Inside this I can if docs dot documents dot is not empty, review flag, set the review flag to true, and reviews equals docs dot documents of 0 dot data. Cool, right? Now I am getting the list of returned results. Okay, that's what this doc contains. And then inside that list I am just taking the first element. That is, this list will contain just one element, right? Since I am ordering by timestamp, I will always get the latest review, so there will be just one document in this particular list. So documents of 0 will obviously give the first document. And dot data, I am simply moving all those data in that particular document inside a variable called reviews. Now I need to make use of this particular reviews variable inside my code to present the review in a pretty way to the end user. The important thing I wanted to stress here is the actual querying that we do here, guys. There are two ways of querying. Using, you can return a future or you can return a stream. If you return a stream, it will come along with the listener so that you can always watch for real-time changes that are happening in the backend. If you return it as a future, then you obviously need to, whenever you refresh, you need to call this method again and again so that you can get a updated set of document from the Firestore collection. That's the main difference. Anyway, let's move on. After this sized box, I'll simply start with the children review flag. I'm checking whether the asynchronous operation has been done or not. If it's done, if it's true, then I'll have a row. Inside this row, I'll simply do a children, once again widget, column, main axis alignment dot center, and axis alignment dot center children container height 50.0 width 50.0. This is to present a small round image of that particular circle image of that particular user, and then below him below that circle image I'm going to give the user's name and the date in which he posted the review. I'm getting all three from here, right? Reviewer picture, and from the timestamp I can obviously get the date. I'm doing that inside this container, guys. That's it. So I'll just skip this part. Okay, fine. Now I have a small circular image containing the reviewer's picture and the reviewer's name and the date. For the date, I'm using a get date method that I have written here. It will simply get the the year, month and day, and then join it together so that it looks presentable. That's it. Now we need to show the review that the user actually made on the right side as well, right? So what I'll do is after this particular column, I'll introduce another sized box with 25.0. Cool, right? I have brought in the the actual review that the user made here as well inside this particular content, inside this particular row. Now if the review flag is false, then I need to add a text showing cool, right? Now I hope you understood everything, guys. I have simply shown the review to the right of the image and that name and all that. You will understand it a bit better when you actually see it on the screen. Wait, let me just run this on. Oh, it's already running. Wait, I'll just bring up the screen now. You can see that it's simply showing loading, please wait, but it's not actually loading anything, right? If you notice here, it's saying that a composite index has not been created, right? And it's also giving me a URL. So what exactly is this? Firestore by default uses simple indexing on all of its fields present inside the document, right? Document, guys. But when you try to do a complex query like we did just now, wait, I'll just first copy this entire URL and then paste it here so that it will allow us to create a query easily. Let that be loaded. I'll just run this, and then if you look at the query that we wrote, it's a complex query, right? We are using two where clauses and an order by class on a different field in the same query. So this will require a composite index. What's a composite index? A composite index is a way to run queries, run a single query on multiple fields at the same time. I'll show you. See, it's showing here, right? Client contact ascending, client name ascending, and timestamp descending. Since I was trying to order by a set of results that was returned by a previous set of results, right? This was run first and a set of results were returned, and then I am ordering those set of results based on another field in that same particular document. So that's the reason why, in the same set of documents. So that's the reason why it's showing like this. These two are ascending and this is descending. So I'll just create an index. Alright, now that it has been created and enabled, now let's try running the same query in our application. I'll just close this and then do a full restart and watch what happens. Cool, right? You can see that the reviewer picture along with the reviewer name and the date, as it's given here exactly, reviewer name and the date and all that, and you also get the review that he has made here as well, right? So yeah guys, this is how you query for data using in your Firestore collections and then bring that data onto your Flutter applications. This is a pretty much basic way, guys. I actually wanted to show you guys how it's done. How a simple query is built, and I also wanted to show you the composite indexing as well, so that you guys would understand. I hope you understood the concept of this entire thing. If there are more than, like, even you can run queries on 4 or 5 fields at the same different fields at the same time, and then you can order that resultant set as well. So in that case, you would need to build a composite query containing all those fields in which you are querying upon, right? And the building a composite index will obviously take a large amount of time if you have a large number of documents in your collection as well. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about streams and futures. I'll show an example with streams. There are already a few examples that I've shown with streams while I was talking about the CRUD system that we were trying to implement using Firestore. So yeah guys, going forth, I'll show you how to write even more complex queries than the one that we just wrote. There is a lot of stuff that you can do with Firestore and then bring that resultant data back to Flutter. I'll try to go step by step and explain all of those. I am also thinking of making another RxStart video. There are a lot of people who have been asking me, dude, you just made one RxStart video. What happened to that series? So yeah, I have it in my pipeline. Obviously, I'll make another video soon on that as well. So yeah guys, if you would like to watch, hope this video helped you guys. If you really found this helpful, kindly hit the thumbs up button. If you would really like to watch more cool stuff like this with Flutter and Firestore, kindly hit the subscribe button and click on the bell notifications icon so that you don't miss out on any of my uploads. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.